Good morning, class.
Hi.
So we started off the week talking about a couple of things. Anybody remember what one of the things was? Had to do with who's got a water bottle? What's inside a water bottle?
Water.
Water. Yeah, it had to do with water. What else was the other thing we talked about? No?
Land.
Yep. Land.
Forms.
Yeah. Landforms. You notice it's blank. We're going to come up with some of those that we came up with earlier in the week. And I think we had made a list in our science notebooks. Can everybody get out their science notebooks? Some of you may already have them on the table. If they're not, they're in the cabinet. Feel free to grab it. If you don't have it, get something to write with. Everybody have a pencil? There you go. All right. So open up your science notebooks and tell me if you can find on the last page that we would have done some of the landforms that we had made a list of. Remember, Aaron?
Mountains.
Mountains. That's right. Mountains are the biggest of the landforms besides continents, but these are ones that we've been working on. Mountains are tall land structures, landforms that have an elevation to them. They can be thousands of feet high. I know. Around here we have rounded mountains, but oftentimes they have peaks. Okay? What's another one?
Wait.
Yeah?
There are peaks in New Hampshire.
There are.
I've been to the White Mountains.
The White Mountains, correct.
Yeah.
Yeah, the White Mountains often in the wintertime too, they're all white with snow. Yeah, they're so high. Other mountain ranges in the United States that you may or may not see, depending on how much you travel. Some people ski, so they go to the mountains to ski because there's snow up there, and there's good slopes to ski down. The Rocky Mountains are out west, and in the east we have the Adirondacks in New York State that are quite big, the White Mountains in New Hampshire, and so on. Okay, what's another landform? What do we have in the back here? I heard it. Say it again. Hills? Hills, yeah. Hills. Hills are usually noticeable because they slope up from a place. So you'll see a nice flat space, and then there'll be a slope that goes up. And we say, oh, what's up on top of the hill, right? Anything that goes up a slope generally is going to be a hill. If it's a really giant hill, then it's a mountain. And usually mountains have a peak. Okay. So hills, though, a little bit more gentle. Usually find hills before you get to the mountains, where the land rises up. Okay. So hills. That's a good one. Thank you back there. Yeah. What about in our backyard? What do we have in our backyard that's a great example of a landform? Can anyone think of it? It's related to the water, the body of water that's back there, but it's the physical part of it. It's kind of the thing that holds it. Can you think of what those might be?
Canal?
Kinda. A canal is a man-made river or stream, right? And it has two sides to it. What are the sides called? Let's say what's the name of the body of water that runs behind the school? Can anyone tell me? I heard it in the back. Say it. Rhymes with hill? No, not Dill River. What is it called, Aaron?
Mill
River. Yeah.
I can't remember the thing though.
The thing though?
Yeah, like the
Well, either side, that I think I heard it in the back. Say it a little louder. Riverbanks. Yeah, riverbanks. Riverbanks. They're kind of like the edge of a river or a stream. Call it the banks of a stream, right? All right. And then one that we kind of talked about a little bit. This is where a lot of animals, and birds especially, love to live. And, you know, they get a lot of their food there too. It's also, yeah, go ahead.
Marsh?
Marsh, yeah, or wetland, yeah. We'll call it, we'll put marsh up there. Marsh. Oops, running out of ink. So marsh is a wetland that is home to lots and lots of birds. And animals like beavers, who sometimes flood or dam up a river to flood a plain behind the river that creates a pond, a beaver pond. And then all sorts of animals will come and live there. Yeah. So we're talking about, I named a couple of things just now. Did they make you think of bodies of water? I hope. Aaron?
Pond.
Pond, definitely, right? Let's write that one down. I got bodies of water over here. Watch out for the sleeping, ow. Oh, that's a nasty thing to step on. The classroom.
The classroom beagle.
The classroom
left it in the middle
beagle.
of the floor.
So pond, yes, pond.
Can I write?
You want to write? Sure, yeah. You got a pencil? That might work better than the pen. Let me just, let's see how we're doing here. Yeah. All right. Pond. Who can give me another one? I think I said one other thing. What was it? Remember about the mill? You said it, Aaron. What is it?
River.
Yeah, yeah. We got so many kids out today. Aaron's answering a lot of these questions. Can we get some more help on the back there? Read out what's the next one on your list there, Joe. What'd you say? A lake. Yes. What's the difference between a lake and a pond? I get that a lot. People ask me, and I go, I think it's the size. I think it's the size. Yeah. A lake is smaller or bigger than a pond?
Bigger.
Bigger, yeah. Yeah, when you swim at the lake, sometimes it's hard to see the other shore. But you're swimming in a pond, sometimes you can touch the bottom. Yeah. Walk all the way across even sometimes. All right. So what we got? One more? Let's want one more. What do you read in your notebook, Aaron? What's the last one on your list?
Ocean?
Yeah. Ocean is kind of like the mountain of landforms. It's big. Oceans are huge. Right?
You mean the mountain of bodies of water?
Yeah, that's what did I say? Land. I did. Yeah. No, I got it backwards. Yeah, you're right. Oceans are like, as far as bodies of water go, the mountains of landforms. Yeah. Think of them as big, big oceans, big bodies of water. That's the biggest body of water is an ocean. All right. So now what I want you to do is pair up and take a map. Here's your map. I'm going to set a timer for us. And what I want us to do is I want you guys in your pairs to examine your map and tell me, what do you notice about your map? And all the maps are different, so you may have different answers. If you're in a pair and you're both confused, raise your hand. I'm happy to come around and either put your map in the right direction or get you situated so you can take a look at some of the details of the map and see if you can figure out what it's all about. What do you notice, Aaron, about this map?
There are lots of colors.
Yeah.
Like different colors.
Different colors, right? This one is very much like the one on the wall. It is very colorful. Now, Aaron, what color is the thing that's brown or kind of reddish brown? Can you determine what those are? Yeah, what is that?
Mountains, I think?
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, there are hills here.
Yep. So you're noticing that they color-coded the different types of landforms then, huh? How about, did you notice anything else?
This is Oh, marsh!
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh yeah, look at that. You picked out the word. Good job. Yeah. Some maps are going to have labels. Others are going to have just pictures on it or drawings. And there might be a little clue box, I call it, in the corner. It's called the legend or the key to a map. And it may have those illustrations or those drawings with a word or a label next to them. So you can refer to that to determine what you're looking at on the map. Now, Aaron.
Yeah.
I know your partner just, I saw him say it, mouthed it, but he didn't say it. You don't want to tell me what you noticed too? No, there was more, right? Yeah, so what'd you notice? I'm going to write some of this stuff down. We noticed that this map has, for Aaron, has mountains, hills, marsh, and what kinds of, does it have any bodies of water, Aaron, that you can notice?
Ocean.
An ocean, wow, okay.
Yep.
Ocean.
River.
River.
A bay.
A bay. Now, what's a bay? It says bay, B-A-Y. Do you know what that might be?
It looks like it's surrounded on 3 sides.
Yeah.
I don't know if that's right.
So it's kind of an enclosed or semi-enclosed portion of a larger body of water where oftentimes when humans are sailing their ships, oftentimes they'll go into a bay. So it's protected. It's not an open sea, so you don't have as many storms often. And bays often are a place where you can find refuge from storms, where you can find towns, and a lot of times cities are built on the edges of bays. Yeah. But that is, a bay is water with land on at least 2 sides.
Oh, I see a lake.
Lake.
I don't see any ponds though.
No ponds?
Oh, maybe. Maybe this one?
Oh yeah?
It doesn't say it. But
It doesn't have a label, yeah, but is it much smaller than the lakes?
Yeah.
Yeah. Then I bet it would be a pond. Or a very small lake, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. All right. Now, what do you wonder about looking at your map? There's our 5 minutes. We'll go up over this a little bit because we're a little bit running behind. Sorry.
Is this where is this? I wonder where this is.
Oh, where in the world is that?
Yeah.
Huh. Well, I can tell you that some of the maps that I had in the pile are purely imagination. Somebody drew a whole world. They created a whole new world for themselves. authors often create worlds, and they'll use maps to kind of keep straight their story as they go, right? We'll have The Hobbit, or sometimes you'll have stories that take place like Narnia. These are books that you may read as you get a little older, but these are fantastical places where they might have dragons or wizards or all sorts of things, unicorns, you name it. You can create a map in your own handwriting, in your own illustrations. As much as your imagination is going to take you, you can create your own world. And that's what this was. These maps, really colorful, they're easy to read, and that's why I like them. They have really nice labels on them too. So you can have, if you wonder, where is this place? Right? Yeah. Some of these I'm just going to grab yours, Bob. This is one that I really love. This is Prospect Trail Map. This is from Prospect, Vermont. There's a little town there, and it has a wonderful ski area. And this map shows you all the trails that are there. Right? That's a big mountain there too. So that's all on a mountain. Okay? Or you have things like this that have no color, but have a lot of detail. If we turn the page here, you can see that these maps are of marshes. And they're black and white, showing different kinds of trees. Yeah. And then we have even, let me steal this one. Yeah. And this one is a neighborhood map. Giant one. Neighborhoods. So sometimes we have maps that tell us things that we have in the neighborhood. Sometimes we have maps that show us the physical features, like the one Aaron has. Yeah. All right. Okay. So now everybody grab your notebook. Oh yeah, we need, what does it remind you of? Aaron,
we go hiking a lot, so my mom brings in trail maps.
Right.
And a compass.
Yeah, a compass, yes. So what it reminds you of, so hiking. When you hike, you go out into nature, and you're all over landforms and bodies of water, aren't you? Right? So, hiking. What other things might these things remind you of? Joe in the back, what's yours? A supermarket? Really? It's a map of a supermarket to show you where the cereal is? Is that what you mean? Wow, that's kind of neat.
I like that.
That's kind of neat. Yeah, maps can be for all different kinds of things. Yeah. Do they have any mountains or bodies of water in that one? There's a picture of a pond outside the store, right? Because they have a pond, right? That's the only reason I kept that map, was I thought, that's really interesting. They put a reference. If you enter on this side of the building where the pond is, you're going to know where you are on the map when you get inside, right? And that's what it reminds you of. You're like, oh, I saw that pond when I walked in. Then you orient yourself. So when you look at the map, it makes a lot more sense. Okay. Everybody grab your notebooks. We're going to go outside. All right? All right, get your coats. It's a little chilly. So here we are behind the school. What are we coming up here to?
River.
River, yeah.
Mill River.
The Mill River, that's right. And one of the things we'll see here is, look at this. Look at this. What does this look like? It's like a sandy beach.
Yeah.
Yeah, look at that. Soft sand. It's
soft.
very, very soft.
Fine.
Very fine, yeah. Yeah. This is all sandy here, isn't it? Yeah. So the river brought all this sand down here. And here we have, what's this up here, you think?
A hill.
A hill, sure. Yeah, pretty clear that it's a hill. And I think we will probably be able to see it's V-shaped. It runs right down to the river here. We got a river at the bottom. And so a river at the bottom of a hill usually means the river made the hill.
What?
Yeah. Yeah.
How?
Well, where'd all the sand come from, you think?
The hill?
The hill. Yeah, exactly. Exactly.
Okay.
Let's go over here. We'll take a look at a little bit of the shore. What's the shore or the edge of a river called?
River. Oh, river bank.
Riverbank. That's right.
Wait, what's that over there?
That is a dam. That's a man-made.
Oh.
Yeah, man-made. It's not a terraform because the earth didn't make it, but there are earthen dams, natural dams that occur, but that one is made by man.
Oh, wait, look. Look, that's like a dam, kind of.
Yeah,
Look, where the trees fell, like way
Oh, yeah.
down there.
yeah. Now, what kinds of dams might you see on rivers and in marshes? Sometimes you'll see beavers, and they do exactly that. They knock down the trees.
Well, look. See, like
Yeah.
this, remember we did that project?
Uh-huh.
Well, you don't. When last, in first grade.
First grade.
Look, we had to put wire around the trees
Oh,
because the beavers were eating the trees.
no kidding.
Yep.
Wow.
Yeah, they stopped.
So this you can see, this is how you protect a tree from a beaver. A beaver would come up to this and say, "Oh, this tree's got armor on. I can't cut this one down." That's really interesting, huh? Yeah. Yeah.
This must be from.
Yeah. Well, rivers carry all sorts of things. I see some metal here. Got to be careful where we step.
Look,
There's an old piece of somebody's sled or shirt. Yeah. Plastic pieces. Kind of, there's some junk, but, you know, that's what happens when the river is raging. Let's take another look over here. What do we got here?
rock.
Rocks?
Big rock. Kind of big rock. I mean, that's like a bigger rock.
Oh, yeah. Rocks along the riverbank. Yeah.
Yeah, and then, like, I see the small rocks
Yeah.
in the water.
Right in the water,
Yeah.
yeah. You can see right through. It's clear enough you can see the bottom. Yeah. Now we'll get a sample before we go back to the classroom of some of the what's called sediment in the river. And that includes anything you can scoop out from the bottom
Okay.
or from the shore, the edge of the river. And we'll take a look and we'll see what we find.
Okay.
All right, we should be finishing up with the sample of the sediments. Bob, stop eating the rocks. Thank you. How you doing over here, Aaron?
Good. Look at.
What do you got there? Let's take a look.
Like,
Get my glasses
Look
on.
how shiny
Wow.
that is, and then look at this like other.
That
Like,
almost.
do you think that came from that maybe, or I don't know?
Well,
Was that?
you never know, but I bet it's related to, or it's certainly the same type of crystal, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
And then like these shiny.
Oh,
Is
yeah.
that mica?
Mica, that's correct. Yeah.
My mom has that in her toothpaste.
Well, is it white? Is it white? Yeah.
It's sandy.
It
I
is.
tried it one time. I wasn't supposed to. It's sandy.
Well, you know, it makes your teeth white though when you brush with it.
Guess so.
Mm-hmm. Sure does. And you can see why, though. When you look at it, it is very white,
it's
very shiny, and
yeah.
reflects. Yeah.
And it's like gritty.
It is very gritty. There's a lot of sand.
Yeah.
And where did you think the sand came from?
The rocks?
Yeah.
Like
Just
they
when
were
you
like
when you
little
smash.
rocks.
Yeah, when you
Yeah.
smash a rock together, or when it's flowing down the stream, it breaks up, it hits other rocks, and there you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Neat. All right. Let's move on to the next bit. Hold on one moment. All right. Up on the front screen there, and Aaron, you got this one at the table. We have a picture from, you might remember the video we watched earlier in the week of the kayakers. There's a still picture from that video on the board, on the screen. See if you can't identify some of the landforms and bodies of water. I'll walk around. And remember, they're all up on the word wall. We got plenty to choose from. Okay. Feel free to ask questions if you're wondering if you're on the right track. And remember, all the words that we're looking for, we're trying to identify are on the wall. You got 4 landforms and 4 bodies of water. There might not be all of them on this picture. So you're going to have to deduce which ones are by remembering the descriptions of each one of them, right? And remember our walk outside. Remember we saw the riverbank, the river, the hills around the river, the valley, right? These kinds of things might not be on the wall, but feel free to add those things in, right? Those landforms and bodies of water that aren't on the wall just yet, we'll add them on at the end of class today when I review what you guys have put down in your notebooks, right? Because there are lots of landforms, there are lots of bodies of water, and all these different types of things that we will come to know this year, okay? So I'll give you some time. Jot some things down. What you got, Aaron? So far? Oh, that's very good. Yeah. Mountains, lake, riverbank, and river. Yeah. That's very good. That's great. Good job. All right. Yeah. All right. Keep working. Keep working. And your notebooks turn to your next empty page. We are going to draw and illustrate, and we're going to make our own map. All right? You have a choice. You can draw or illustrate, or you can use the handout that I just passed around to cut. You can cut out each of the pictures and paste them on your notebook page, or you can draw them if you'd like. The Mill River near the school where we just took our little walk outside, or you can use your imagination and create your own world. Okay? You can create a high mountain, a river, a valley, and some hills, a marsh, whatever you want to draw. And for extra credit, and just for fun, if you paint yours with the watercolors or use markers, I will put it up on the gallery wall so that we can enjoy some nice maps, colorful maps to look at for our next unit. Okay? So I want you all to be working on the map. And remember, if you have any questions, let me know. And for reference, remember, if you want to label your map, you can write down the names of these things. And you can even, if you're making up your own, you get to name the mountain. What's the tallest mountain on my map, Clarence Mountain, Mount Clarence. Yeah, yeah. Always name it after my dog. I love that guy. Yeah. All right. So make sure you have your art supplies. That's it. Yeah. All right. Now, once you're done with your drawings, I'll collect them and we will have a gallery walk tomorrow because we're running out of time today. I'll give you a little bit of time tomorrow in the morning to finish up. If you want to color them then, that's fine too. Okay? And then in the afternoon, we will invite Miss Wood next door to bring her second grade class in. And we'll talk about some of the maps that we've made. And we'll share with them what we've learned. Okay? All right. Fun. That's a great looking map, Erin. Good job. Thank you.